The launch yesterday. So today I have the CEO here to talk about the launch and all, give us more information about Kingdom Lifestyle Mission. And to do this, I have Pastor Alex JC of the Highway of Holiness Church in London, and he is the CEO of Kingdom Lifestyle Mission, and Mr. Albert Chumesi Ankra, the National Coordinator of Kingdom Lifestyle Mission. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Pastor, how was the launch yesterday? Tell us about it.
We had a very successful launch on the campus of University of Cape Coast.
Okay.
And basically what Kingdom Lifestyle Mission is about is that we go into different universities and higher institutions and speak to the students about the need to give back to the deprived in their communities. Because we let them understand that they are privileged to be there in the first place. And to be able to help those who are coming after them. And so we started that concept from University of Ghana, Lagos.
Okay, so is your target only university students?
No, all higher institutions and professionals.
Okay.
So we have professionals actually involved as well.
Okay.
And so the concept is that we go there and speak to them about this. So we started from the University of Ghana last year, a year this time.
Okay.
And we started in Madina Zongo. Where we've operated for a year. And basically they go there and teach maths, English, science, and moral studies.
The students go into the community?
They go into the community and teach in the deprived areas.
Okay.
And so we do that every Saturday.
Okay.
And then every vacation while the schools are off, we do full-time to make sure we supplement their education. And so we basically give the university students transportation to go to the places. And then, of course, we provide educational materials for the young people that are learning. We also feed them each time they come to the school.
How many volunteers do you have?
We have about 15 in the University of Ghana.
Okay.
We have about 30 in the University of Cape Coast. And we have about 7 in a place called Aplambanya, which is a mixture of university students and professionals that are mixed.
So the students from University of Cape Coast, do they come to Accra to help, or they do that in the central region?
They do that in Elmina.
Oh, okay.
So there's a place called Elmina Bantuma. That's where they are based. So everybody stays in their region. Yeah. So the launch yesterday was the Central Regional launch, which is in Elmina.
Okay.
And we had about 600 young people who attend that school with about these 30 volunteers. And we had people from the educational establishment in the Central region, head teachers, parents who came to give testimonies of the impact that the school has had on their children, and testimonies for the children themselves and the volunteers.
Okay.
And it was a very successful launch yesterday at the University of Cape Coast.
Okay, and what kind of activities did you have at the launch?
The launch involved, as I said, testimonies from parents, testimonies from volunteers, testimonies from the young people themselves. There were cultural displays, drama, sketches, cadets displays and things like that. Poems were recited, and it was a display of the abilities of the young people and their skills. And so those were some of the things that we did on yesterday. Yeah.
Why Kingdom Lifestyle Mission? I know you're a pastor, and maybe it's a call from God, but why did you have put together such an institution? Or
okay, I mean, basically I live in London, and I went there many years ago. I was born and bred here in Accra. Attended a government normal school. Our time we used to call it Saito, and by the grace of God, we survived that. I was fortunate to have a scholarship, went and was able to make a living for myself. But I realized that there were so many other people that had ability but didn't get the support. I know people in my class that if they had a little bit of support, they would have gone far. I knew their potential, but somehow they didn't get that extra support. And because of that, they couldn't realize their full potential. So I know that there are young people like that in the system, that if we can give them a little bit of support, they can realize their full potential.
Okay.
And so that is why we started Kingdom Lifestyle Mission.
Okay. Pastor, I want to talk to Albert to find out, to give us more information. Albert, what was your take on the launch yesterday? You had that yesterday, right?
Yes.
How did it go? And
it was very, very wonderful. I was the MC.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday, and it was amazing. And seeing the children who have a lot in them and coming out to display, and even educating the adults, that's their parents who are around, about knowing that culture is very important, and as a young child, they've not neglected that culture that they have. So they educated them, they educated all of us about they need to dress well, especially the guys, that we shouldn't put our tofisa. Yeah. So okay. it was really amazing yesterday. There was also an award presentation that inspired a lot of the volunteers, and I saw that most of them were very, very happy as a result of those. And one volunteer also gave a testimony who said that he was not having money to pay his fees, and we had a conference with Pastor earlier on about we going out to form Kingdom Lifestyle wherever that you find yourself. He went home. Instead of him to go and work, get money to pay the fee, he decided to bring children together, teach them freely. And when it was about a month to reopen school, he just got a scholarship to pay his fee, and also in advance for the next year. Yeah,
that's a good testimony.
It was very, very
so good. What other activities do you have planned? I mean, after the launch, what else do you have planned?
Okay.
Do you have to open some more branches?
Sure.
Definitely. I mean, we are just a year old now, and we are in 3 places in Ghana: Medina, Elmina, and Apamana. We intend to take this nationwide because we believe that it is very feasible.
Yes.
Because the concept is very simple. There are educated people all across this country in our homes. You could be living in a place with different families in one house, but you will definitely have 1 or 2 people who are educated there. It's a matter of bringing those children together, spending an hour with them. Instead of doing it with just your own child, add 2 or 3 other children to it. It's the same time that you are going to spend, but your impact will be tripled.
Yes.
You know, so we tell the university students, when you go home, practice it at home. Get the children in your community
It's even
together.
better than parents going for teachers to pay them for. Sometimes you don't even know what they are teaching them anyway.
Yes, and sometimes you can't afford it.
Yes, that's
and for
true.
us, that's our target is those who can't afford it.
Yes.
And so the self-help is very important, and so that we want to do away with this culture of always waiting for somebody to come and help us. There is a lot that we have that we can actually give to each other and empower each other. I lived in a community in London on the Broadwater Farm Estate. People who know it is a deprived area that was notorious for riots and all kinds of things. And a lot of our Ghanaian community was there, and other Africans. And the educational standards were falling below the national average. And we responded as a church to start a supplementary school, which we did. You know how we did it? We took people who had come from Ghana, who were in my church, who they were graduates, but they couldn't get the jobs they were trained for. They were cleaning and doing taxi driving and on all kinds of things. So I got them together, and we started the school, and opened it up to the community. As I speak, some of those children who started with us about 18 years ago, some of them now have master's degrees. My own daughter came out with a law degree just 2 years ago, and she started when she was 6.
That's
but
awesome.
without the extra help, I know they wouldn't have gone to where they got.
Yes.
And that's the same concept that we've brought here. And so we have the evidence. It works. And the testimonies that were given yesterday is a proof of that. And so we want to go nationwide, actually. That's our...
Your branches here in Ghana, what makes each one unique, different from the other? Is there something very different from each branch?
Yes. There is a uniqueness there. If you take Medina, I had to come to Legon about twice to talk to the students, We had to go to Medina and look for a place. We struggled for a while. We couldn't find a place. Eventually, we found a place.
It's the first.
It's the first. We struggled. We wrote letters. The letters got lost, and they couldn't find the letters. We chased it for 6 months. We got frustrated. We got out ourselves and got a place. Okay, and we started. And it was a bit slow, but it picked up. When we came to University of Cape Coast, I came, spoke to the students, and left.
They organized themselves?
They organized everything. They found the building, free of charge. I recruited about 10. Now they are about 30.
Wow.
They started recruiting each other. And that school is the biggest, about 600 children in it, coming from Elmina Bantuma, a fishing village in that area. And the first day they came out, the village went quiet.
But do you think it's got to do with the fact that the central region is a region known for education? So when it comes to things related to education, they jump for it, they get on board and just do something?
That could be a factor. Yeah, that could well be a factor. But the issue is that the interest was very high. But I think it's also because the level of deprivation is high as well there. And we had a young girl who got pregnant in school. So she stopped school.
SHS student
I
or
think
GHS.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
And so her younger siblings came to KLM and went home and told her. And she put her baby at her back and came to the school. And we accepted her.
Yes.
And some of the volunteers would take the child while she sits in class. And we were so impressed with her tenacity to come and you know. So we put her into full-time education.
That's
so
great.
Now she's in full-time school. And yesterday she gave a testimony. And her life is transformed.
Yes.
And so if we are not just doing the supplementary school. If we find somebody who is very exceptional, we actually put them in full-time education to help them go far. And so we have a few like that we select to give them that special help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pastor, how do you get funding for your NGO? How is it funded?
At the moment, it's funded solely from my church in London. At the moment, it's funded solely from my church in London. But because we want to go national, we have to get funding locally.
That's true.
We want it to be owned locally because those who are providing the service are based here. And it would be great if we can get local funding. We can spread more.
Okay.
I was in South Sudan a couple of weeks ago. I went to the University of Juba, had a conference there, and out of that recruited some of the students. And now we are operating in South Sudan, in Juba. And from there came to University of Addis Ababa and recruited students there. 2 weeks' time, we are starting in Ethiopia.
You've gone beyond the borders of Ghana.
Yes, it's already gone international. And I'm talking the last 3 weeks. Now, that wasn't part of the plan. We didn't expect that. But it has happened. And so because we've gone international now, of course, the demand is greater.
Yes.
You know, so I believe if I have any chance of getting help anywhere, it has to be here.
Okay.
Because this is where I come from.
Yes.
So I want to appeal to churches, businesses, you know, institutions, to come alongside us and support us so that we can take this nationwide and help as many of our young people as possible.
Okay. I just want to know, when you went to set up in South Sudan, did you have any challenges, or was it a smooth setup?
The challenge in South Sudan is that it's very different from here. Okay. It's a war-torn country.
Yes.
There's extreme deprivation there. And so it's a very expensive place because everything is imported. Oh. Everything is imported. I mean, you can't even stay in their hotels because everybody that comes to the hotel is an expatriate. Either your government pays for you or you can't stay there. You know, that's how it's a very, very expensive place. Traveling is difficult and everything. But because of that deprivation and the wars that have gone on, it has made them very determined as well to do something. So they are very forceful and they fight.
They are not taking things for granted.
No. They will fight. They will walk. They will, you know, they will give it their best. And so it's difficult in the sense of getting amenities and things like that. But if it comes to the determination of the people, it's fantastic. And so it's a combination of the two. Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any program coming up?
At the moment, we will do our launching in South Sudan and Ethiopia. We do that everywhere we go. We'll go and launch it. But in Ghana, our aim now is to go to the other regions. We have plans to go to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to start something there and to move on to other areas. We've already had plans in Akachi, in the Volta region, that we've set up everything. We are waiting for a few things, and we will operate there from the Akachi Teacher Training College. So those are some of the things that are in the pipeline. Yeah.
Albert, do you also have any plans for upcoming events, since you are based in Ghana?
Sure. Actually, I was putting things together for sponsorship. And aside sponsorship, I'm also looking forward where we can partner with the telecommunication, probably to get a short code.
And how is that coming? Is it easy getting these things?
It's not. We've not approached yet. Yeah, we are trying to put things up with my team. And we are believing God that things shall go well. And also, we are also considering people from the eastern region. I met someone who is willing to take us to the field, so that we can start something from the eastern.
Pastor, do you have anything else you'd like us to know, or your final comments?
My final comments will be for my fellow ministers of the gospel. I believe that God has entrusted us with this call, and the call must go beyond the four walls of the church. We must look at the poor and the needy in our communities, and so for me, we have to, the gospel has to be holistic. So not just to cater for the spiritual needs of people, but also for the physical and material needs of people.
If you're not okay physically, I don't think you have a sound mind to even serve your God.
Yes. So for me, we want the gospel to be holistic. So whatever we are doing, and I know that not every single individual might be able to have the time to do all of that, but then you can support those who are doing it. It's a partnership, and we all become partakers of it. So that will be my message. And also to the university students and other professionals. We need professionals to come in to mentor the university students. So while they are teaching, you are working with them, you are mentoring them, and so that by the time they finish, they are in a better position. And part of the vision is to train godly leaders for tomorrow. So the university students, by working with these young people, will develop an empathy for the poor. So tomorrow when they are sitting in their offices and they are passing legislation, they will be thinking of the poor instead of just thinking of themselves. And so that is part of the whole agenda, helping the younger ones, but also raising up leaders for the future, godly leaders for Ghana.
Albert, do you have anything to add?
Wow. What I will also say is to encourage my peers. When I completed University of Ghana, I find it very difficult to handle Kingdom Lifestyle Mission, because I studied psychology, which was something a little different from setting up a new thing. So I want to take this platform to encourage them also that whatever opportunity that comes in their way, they should take a bold step, and they should take it, and they can make it.
Thank you very much, Pastor Alex JC, Highway of Holiness Church, London, and the CEO of Kingdom Lifestyle Mission, and Albert Chumesi-Ankra, the National Coordinator. Thanks for coming on the show to share this wonderful testimony. I think it's a testimony with us. And I believe all ministers of the gospel, like Pastor said, should do the same. And not just the ministers, we also have to do something. So long as you are alive and you have everything or something's going for you, you should do something and help others in need. Don't go anywhere. The show continues.
The favor on me, the mercies I see. Baby God, you bless me. This life I have, this peace I have, this joy I have. Baby God, you bless me. It's not by might, it's not by strength, just by the Holy Ghost. Baby God,